Hey, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are live.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and start the council meeting for Tuesday, April 12th, 2022. I'm going to call to order at 7 p.m. Will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
United States of America, to the republic.
Today's date, not the 12th.
I'm sorry.
So April 26th.
Okay, can we have a moment of silence? Okay, we're going to go ahead and start with roll call.
Councilmember Castaneda,
Here.
Councilmember Carrasco,
Here.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Here.
Councilmember Zavala,
Here.
Councilmember De La Fuente.
Here.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and vote on the meeting agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve the meeting agenda.
And I'll second the motion. We have a motion moved by Andy, seconded by Diana. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
So we gotta take roll call because we didn't hear everyone. So,
Castaneda,
Here.
no, yes, do you, yes or no for the motion?
Oh, I'm sorry, motion approved.
Carrasco,
Here.
Yes or no?
What?
Yes or no?
Oh, yes.
Alvarado,
Yes.
Zavala,
Yes.
De La Fuente.
Here. Yes.
Motion moved by Andy, seconded by Diana. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. So we're going on to number 4 for visitors' comments.
And just for the record, this is a full house, so we're gonna be timing you guys, okay, and no interruption.
You don't have any comments? Go ahead and step to the podium, state your name and address.
Hello, my name is Teresa Vargas. I live on 617 Third Street. I was here on the last meeting they had, and I had questions on the sewer line. And thank you, Sylvia, for the good information. I appreciate that. My question is that when my place got annexed a few years ago, nobody mentioned to me that we had to do the sewer line. And the information that I got, it's gonna cost me $5,000. I do not have that money to pay at once. So my question was, is there any fine print in the code that I could make payments in the near future? Because it's still working, but I'm thinking in later on down the road to connect to the city sewage.
We're gonna have to look into that. The one that would know would be Sylvia and Jerry.
And just for the record, there's no payments.
Okay. Is there any other way, if you can look around, because we were never informed that we had to do this.
And you had to do it?
Yes, well, we don't have to do it now, but in the near future, when it breaks down, we're gonna have to hook up to the city.
Okay, so you can come into City Hall, we'll have this discussion with you.
Okay, thank you. And another thing, back in 2016, my parents got a bill of $800 for a water bill. Supposedly it was the city's mistake that they made on whatever the case was. And that bill was sent to a lot of people, elderly people in town, and they still haven't resolved that. So I would like to see some answers on why people who are on arranged income are paying this, and they had to pay for it. So if somebody can look up on what happened or what was the city's mistake.
Okay. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. We'll look into it.
Thank you.
My name is Laura Vasquez. I live at 717 South Street here in Mapton. I have some questions. I don't expect answers. I will leave these or a copy of all these questions so I can get the answers to them, okay? But the first thing I'd like is to clarify, Councilmember Mary, your answer. For the record, there was a discussion January 24th about the reason that you couldn't come to council on January 11th. And everybody's answer had been documented But when I asked city, they said that they actually didn't hear your answer on why you wasn't at the first council meeting. I heard your answer, but the record didn't, so I'd like for you to clarify your answer of why you wasn't at the first meeting, for the record. Okay. The second thing I'd like to talk about is the old bank. Now, the city of Mapton did look into the old bank to actually purchase it last year, and done some studying on it to see what it would cost us to do that. And we just felt that it was way out of our line. Not only will you have rent, you're gonna have water, sewer, garbage, you're gonna have all the bills that we have here. And I don't know if the new council is aware, but the city of Mapton got some funding through the COVID monies, 2 actual separate things. Actually, we have 4, but the first 2 we used to remodel this building. This council chambers is brand new. It's only a couple years old. And the city spent a lot of money redoing this council chambers, so you can ask Josh what that cost. Also, the city redone the whole upstairs. When I become the mayor, there was a room with no floor. We've redone all the power lines upstairs. All the rooms have new power to them. All the rooms have new wiring to them. That was all done through this grant. Now, there is no way that the city is going to be able to shut this building down, because in the wintertime, lines will freeze, the waters are going to freeze if you shut this building down and don't have heat on. If you think that this building, there's nothing wrong with this building, and you can actually call Grand Osborne. They have been doing a study on this building since 2018. If you walk around this building, you'll see little markers all over this building, and they can come in at any time that the city requests, and we've requested it every year, to check this building's stability, and it's perfect. There's no reason to leave this building. The city's put a lot of money into this building in the last couple of years, a lot of money. If you haven't been upstairs, you really should go up and look at the rooms that the staff isn't able to use right now. We don't really know why, but the staff has been ordered downstairs. So them are brand new rooms. There's 3 of them. And they're private rooms for our treasurer to be able to hold our information in. Right now, all of our information is being held in a little community room back here where all the staff walks in and out all the time. So if there's something that's our personal information, anybody can look at it, the staff member here right now. There's no accountability right now. Did you lie to the council when you said that the customer service position was partly paid out of the police department? Because it wasn't. Has it ever been paid out of the police department? No. That was misinformation to you guys. That position was never once paid out of the police department, ever. That was misinformation. Mayor, did you take away the city staff cell phones? I believe you did. CBA contract 6.5 cell phones states city shall be provided city shall provide employees a city issued cell phone to use when conducting official city business. Have you ever called any of the city staff on their personal cell phones since you took their city cell phones away? The mayor states that her husband come in and done some flooring inside the city hall on a Saturday when no staff was here. Is he licensed, bonded? Did he provide the proof of insurance that we require for anybody that works inside our city on anything? Is he on small work roster? She stated that he'd done this for free. This isn't legal. You can't let people come in and do stuff for free. We have staff that gets paid to do that, and that's taking away from our city employees' work. Have you ever referred to any of our staff members as fat or gorditos in Spanish? Have you called them lazy, stupid, say they don't know anything? There's people that says you have, we'll go to court for that. Are you using your power to get rid of employees because you don't like them? Are you trying to get rid of this position of, are you trying to get rid of the position of?
It's time up. Yeah.
And who are you? For you to say
You can
that.
have a seat. Your time is up. Thank
Okay,
you.
that's fine. I'll come back next time. Oh, I will get these questions for you. I just like to know where's the union and why they're not protecting the city, the citizens here. You guys aren't doing that job. And she is breaking many, many union laws. I just wanted that on the record.
What do you look at me like that
You
for?
said hi to me.
Yeah, and you didn't say nothing to me. So why are you dogging me right now? Don't dog me. You understand? Don't dog me. I'm here for a reason. And you're not gonna be here bullied because you're her daughter. Do you understand? I'm not gonna let you dog
I
me.
need to ask a question to Sylvia. Can I skip to old, on this resolution for approval for the bank?
What was the question?
Can I skip to that? I want to address
You
that.
can say whatever
Okay.
you want.
Well, getting to this resolution for this, I don't think it should go forward. How can you go forward? Take a step forward when you have never been authorized to even take that step. How can it go forward? I think they should be totally eliminated. It shouldn't even be on for a vote or anything. Because the attorney, are you there, sir? Did you advise the mayor not to go forward on this bank deal? Sir?
I'm unaware of a process where you ask me questions and I have to answer. That's not the purpose of the public comment session, so.
I'll ask if, did I call you and ask? We're not there.
Better wait 1 second.
Oh, that's my time.
Can I give you time for that, sir? You need
Well,
some time.
I'm unaware of a meeting set for tonight for me to be questioned and answer every question that somebody might come up with, so.
Well, you should be able to take a question.
I give advice to the city as an entity.
Sir, excuse me, did you advise the mayor not to go forward on this bank deal? Yes or no? That's all
I
want,
don't,
yes
I'm
or
not
no.
aware of a meeting set for tonight in which you ask me questions and I answer you. I give advice to the city as an entity. I don't give advice to each or necessarily answer questions for each and every citizen who might have a question at any given time.
No, I'm not every citizen. I'm only one citizen asking a question and expect an answer, sir. Please.
Well, sir, we're following a procedure that's set up by
I am
law
following
and the Constitution for people to comment. It is not set for you to decide that you're gonna make somebody answer questions at a particular time. That's, if you want to show me a statute or rule or part of the Constitution that says that, you can. This is your time under the First Amendment to make comments about matters
I'm making
that are
that
on the
comment.
agenda.
Making that comment. I don't see that for this thing and go forward. If somebody's been told or advised not to go forward, how can they go forward? How can you take a step forward when you have been told not to even take a step? So therefore, I think that tonight is not the night, and there should be more information on this. Thank you.
Hi, Sophia Sotelo, 220 Cedar Street. About the city hall as well. Is the city hall, why is it wanting to be moved to the old bank? Why? Is there a reason this building is not fit to be having meetings in or be occupied? The city was remodeled, like Laura said. Last year, this whole council chambers was remodeled. Last year was that COVID money. And the front, and I guess upstairs, that hole in the floor. It was just done. Gray and Osborne does have the little thingies on the building, Sierra. They did do testing on there, and they do come in and check it out once in a while to see if it's been moving or not, and they've said it hasn't. Gray and Osborne, you can ask them. So what's the reason why we want to move out of here? And like Fred said, we've already spent all this money on rewiring the old bank, the new bank, bought new furniture, paid for inspections, and who knows what else has been done before it's even brought to the council to approve for this new spending or to enter into contract that you've already signed a lease with. That's illegal. You got to get council approval before you can sign any kind of lease or that kind of spending. Why wasn't the 2,000, whatever they spent on the wiring on that building, why wasn't it spent on this building if it needs it? You can't leave this building unoccupied and not pay insurance. It's gonna deteriorate. Like the pipes are gonna freeze. It has to have electricity, it has to have heating for the pipes don't freeze. This building will deteriorate if nobody's in here, if you plan on moving completely out of here. Public Works Director, what's the reasoning of getting rid of him? The previous council or mayor had good relationship with the Department of Health. We had been not in compliance for a long time with no certified water person in the city. We haven't had a sewer person either, but we've been contracting from Sunnyside to help them do that once in a while. But the water is different. I think they have to be here all day to be in compliance. Right now, we're paying Gray and Osborne, who knows how much money to come in and do testing once in a while. That's probably not in compliance. I don't know if you council member can talk to the Department of Health and ask those questions. It was budgeted in there to have the director. What the council before did is kind of kill two birds with one stone. You hired a public works director who can monitor the employees out there who are working in the city and need monitoring, because sometimes they don't do their job, unfortunately. Cat's away, the mouse play, right? And we were in compliance with the water certification. We are not right now. And we can be fined. We fired the public works director. He's been not working for I don't know how many months now. We've been paying him just these wages. He has a contract. He's probably gonna, I hate to say that, he's probably gonna sue the city.
Thank you, Sabrina. Your time is up.
Is that 5 minutes already?
Yep.
No, it's not. She said,
It's 3 to 5.
So you can just cut them off at 3 if you want, give some people 5 and give some
Five
people 3.
minutes if we go ahead. No conversation.
okay, what's the church, the rent for the church versus the rent for the bank? I know it's not for the bank. I don't know how much we're gonna make off the church. We still have to pay utilities here to keep this building from deteriorating. The question about doing city work, I know Laura already touched a little bit. What's the liability of bringing outside people, citizens into this building to work on it? Don't they have to be licensed and bonded? And are we liable if that person gets hurt while they're working here? I think you should keep the public works director. He was a good employee. Who's gonna wanna come work in Mountain if they leave their job 15 years somewhere else and takes their chance on here, and then a new council comes in, boom, they're fired for no reason at all. No good reason anyway, that the citizens know of. And Rachel, Mayor, you've been here a long time. You've had all your chances out here to talk. Our lawyer used to answer you all the time. I don't know why you can't direct the lawyer to answer that one question. Where you're not told by him not to enter into that contract until you talk to your council. Why can't he answer us? Our other lawyers used to do it all the time for you.
Well, we're following laws, so.
Only because you're up there now. Don't want the questions answered. But I can make a copy of these too, so I can get those answers, those questions answered as well, please. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yes, excuse me. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Florencio Bueno. I am the pastor for the Seventh-day Adventist Church. I will try to do my best speaking in English because I am an immigrant that arrived to this country 15 years ago, and I try to do my best to communicate with you. I try to be respect with you. ¿Algún problema, señora Silvia?
Oh, no.
Porque yo estoy hablando y necesito que me atiendan, por favor.
Oh, yes.
Sí, porque usted es parte de este problema. Sí, es muy importante que me escuchen. Y voy a hablar en español si alguien quiere traducir porque ustedes entienden en español.
Okay, so he just asked Sylvia if she was listening to him because it was important that she was part of this conversation. He wanted her to be a part of this conversation.
Nosotros estamos en este proceso. Hace 7 años nosotros empezamos a trabajar en la iglesia cuando estaba totalmente en ruinas y destruida.
Because it needs to be interpreted in English. We've been in this church for over 7 years helping out this community.
En ese tiempo se invirtió mucho dinero y esfuerzo en organizar la iglesia.
In this time, we've spent a lot of money organizing our church.
Por todo el trabajo que se hizo con el mayor en ese momento, no recuerdo quién era, no estaba yo aquí presente.
In that time, it was another mayor, he doesn't remember his name, when everything was done, and his church actually done a lot of work to the
Se
building.
acordó que usáramos la iglesia,
If you remember,
mantuviéramos el
we
edificio,
If you remember, we entered this building saying that we would take care of this
y
building,
pagáramos los biles.
and we would pay the bills of the
Y
building.
eso hemos estado haciendo.
And that's what we've been doing.
Y creo que hemos estado haciendo mucho más.
And I think we've been doing a lot more.
En este momento
In this minute,
se nos está pidiendo, y yo lo entiendo, una renta, pagar una renta por el edificio.
they're asking us to pay rent for this building.
He tratado de comunicarme con las dos personas que han estado manejando este asunto, con la señora Mayor y con Silvia.
So I wanted to have a meeting. I
Ya me
initiated a
estuvo en
meeting
algún
for
momento.
Sylvia and the mayor to come and
Y lo único que estamos tratando de que entiendan
and the only thing we was trying to get them to
que no
understand,
se trata solamente de dinero,
not to just think about the money,
que nosotros no estamos aportando dinero en efectivo,
that we're helping with other ways than money,
pero estamos aportando mucho dinero en acciones para la comunidad.
but we're doing money with actions helping this.
Tal vez el
this
señor
community.
García pueda entender de lo que estoy hablando,
Do you remember the things that I'm telling you?
porque esta es una comunidad que necesita no solamente dinero,
Because this is a community that needs not only money,
necesita dirección espiritual,
they need direction spiritual.
necesita personas que sientan por este lugar.
We need somebody that's gonna worry about this
En
thing.
una ciudad donde los jóvenes se están drogando,
In a city where there's a lot of young people on
donde están
drugs,
cometiendo suicidios,
when they're making bad choices.
donde la juventud no tiene esperanzas.
Oh, I don't know who
Or the youth has
They
been
don't have a hope. We
Yeah,
try
they
to
don't
do
have
our
hope.
best for the youth. Y solamente quisiera que consideraran eso,
And that's all I'm trying to do.
porque no tenemos dinero para pagar unas rentas de $800,
Because we don't have the money to pay $100.
no tenemos dinero para pagar $800 en agua,
We don't have money to pay $100
I'm
in water
sorry, 800 en
or
electricidad,
in electricity, I'm sorry,
y 400, 500, 600 en agua.
and $400, $500, $600
Es
in water.
demasiado.
It's a lot.
Cuando nosotros hay un parque que está destruido,
With us, there was a park that was
porque no
really
tiene,
messed
la
up.
ciudad no tiene la labor suficiente, las manos de obra, y hemos ido a repararlo.
And we helped the city because they didn't have enough people to
El
come
parque
in
de
and
acá
really
le damos
redo the park.
mantenimiento, hemos pintado las bancas, hay muchas cosas que
There was
pudiéramos
one year we
decir que
come
hemos
in
hecho.
during the summer and painted all of the benches and all of the picnic tables for the city.
La ciudad no tiene un programa de gang intervention y nosotros trabajamos con los jóvenes que están envueltos en gangas.
The city doesn't have anything for game intervention.
La
but
ciudad
we
no
do
tiene un
work.
programa de familias. Señora, yo estoy hablando
The city doesn't
respetuosa,
have anything
porque hace
that has
rato
to
se
do
están mirando y
with
escuchando, me
families.
parece irrespetuoso, de
And
verdad.
again,
que sí.
he's telling her that
Es
she's not paying,
irrespetuoso
that
que se
Diana's
estén
not paying
riendo cuando las
attention.
personas están hablando.
That you
Por
should be looking
favor.
at me with, you should be looking at the people when they're talking to
Yo
you,
no
please.
soy ningún estúpido, yo
I'm not a
merezco
stupid
respeto.
And
No,
I
usted no me
expect your
está
respect.
respetando, por favor. Y en todo eso nos han estado, me siento acosado, no han permitido que les expliquemos, que nos ayuden. Nosotros no estamos pidiendo otra cosa que no sea un lugar para reunirnos sin que afecte a la ciudad. Creo que somos de bendición a la ciudad. Creo que somos de beneficio a la ciudad.
Okay, he said a lot, he said he
I'm
thinks
sorry.
that he's a benefit to the city. And he thinks that they're
It's a blessing.
Ya,
a blessing to have them here.
Estos tres jóvenes que están aquí
These three young people that
son
are here,
jóvenes de la iglesia
they're young
que
people
son
from my
a good role
church,
model, son un buen modelo.
and they're a good model.
Pero lo único que quisiéramos pedirle al concilio, no directamente a la mayor, ni a Castañeda, ni a Silvia,
What I'm asking,
Al
and I'm not
concilio,
directing
si
this
pueden- si
to one
pueden-
person, I'm asking all of you.
ayudarnos a tomar una decisión, porque al final la decisión la toma el concilio, pero
Help
no
us make
sabía
a
que
good
ustedes
decision.
tenían que ver con eso. Es decir, por favor,
Please.
si ustedes creen que es posible,
If
que
you
nos den
think
un
it's
tiempo hasta
possible,
que podamos relocalizarnos de un mes, 2 meses, 3 meses,
if
el
you can
tiempo que
give us
sea.
a chance to,
Solamente que nos den el momento para poder relocalizarnos en otra ciudad que quiera recibir nuestros servicios.
if you'll just give us 2 or 3 months, or we can find another city to relocate in that does want us here, that
Gracias.
would be great.
Gracias.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jose Ochoa. I am a substance use disorder professional trainee. I work for a an agency called United Family Center in Grandview. I am a member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church here in Grandview. Here in Mapton. Excuse me, I'm a little nervous because this is a little new to me. But I also work for the Sunnyside School District, like as part of a program that we're working in United Family Center as a gang and drug prevention counselor. And so I'm working with youth, and I have a lot of resources like at my disposal to help the community. And it's true, you know, what Pastor is saying, that it's pretty disheartening, you know, that we have been going through this whole situation. And it's kind of ironic because not too long ago, before all of this happened, we started having a prayer ministry Sunday mornings at 6 in the morning, getting up really early to pray for the city, to pray for the people of the city, to pray for the homeless of the city, to pray for all those that are broken in the city. And it's been an interesting journey through that. And we even started a ministry where we started making breakfast, you know, for the community that would be willing to join us, you know. And we had homeless people coming in. We had people that were drug addicted, that going through different difficulties in their life. Sadly, we've even seen some of them go, you know. So, not too long ago, a gentleman named Hector overdosed, and it was really heartbreaking. But out of that, we've also seen some of them that have gone to treatment, some of them who are trying to do something with their lives. And this is part of the blessing that comes with having us in your community, to reach those that are hopeless, to reach those that are rejected, to reach those that need help. And, you know, it is heartbreaking that we're going to have to reject your offer of having us pay rent there for $800, because realistically speaking, we cannot afford it. We're a small church, you know. We don't have enough resources financially to pay that. And like Pastor said, if you're willing to consider to allow us at least time to be there, you know, we'll continue to pay you know, the utilities and everything. Of course, there's a benefit for the city there still, until at least you guys could find another person that's willing to rent. Because looking at the numbers and everything, if there's rent included with what we're already paying for utilities, winners could like easily $3,000 could go, you know, in the winter months. And I mean, that's just it's just impossible. I personally believe in a God that can provide. I personally believe that that's possible, but I'm not gonna obligate the people that are you know, are lay people to take on that financial burden. We can't. And so I just hope that everybody here can, the council members can consider at least you know, allowing us some time to be there and to, you know, figure out what is the next step for us. It would break my heart to have to leave Mapton, because there is a huge need here, and you guys know that. And I just hope that that, you know, whatever is decided, that is the will of God, because in the end, that's who we are serving, and that's what I am a child of, and that's who I want to please. And so hopefully you guys can be touched, you know, but I believe this is the Holy Spirit to think of a better plan. So thank you so much. God bless each and every one of you, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Oh.
Any other comments? I have one. We have some. Can I comment?
Good evening. My name is Colin Mears, 551 Holt Road. Young man, you did a very good job of speaking. Don't think this isn't something that you're not good at.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
We don't want the church to move as a community. I can already tell you that. I don't have to ask, take a poll, go street to street, door to door. We don't want to.
Thank you.
Whatever it takes to keep this church needs a lot more consideration from this council. Next point, I would suggest strongly reconsidering the bank lease without further due diligence and disclosure of all the financial ramifications. Third thing, I'm gonna be short tonight. You're not gonna get to cut me off. Chief Garcia, thank you for facilitating the possibility of making a really good buy on some new patrol cars. I think we have a grand opportunity here. I think we could sell one car, put a radio in the other one, and still come out way ahead on this deal. So that's something that needs to be considered. If we're only out $5,000 or $6,000 for 2 patrol cars and we still have one as a backup, we sell one, use that money to put the radio in the Explorer. I think it's a win-win.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay.
Hello, my name is Ann Morales. I live over on 304 3rd Avenue, not Street Avenue. I want to thank the police department here in town now. I come home late at night, 11:30, 12 o'clock, my job, and I am not scared anymore to come home. Thank you. I used to be afraid to get out. I call my husband, open the gates. I'm not getting out of this car, that kind of stuff, and then quickly close the gates. Now I can do it myself. So I want to say thank you to the city of Mapton, the police department and everything, so for making me feel safer.
That's right.
Anyone else? Okay. Back there, do anybody have anything to say back there? Josh? Josh, anybody online?
No, I don't have anything.
Let me just double check. Is there anyone online that would like to say anything? Please raise your hand now.
What's that, Josh? Oh, he's
I'm talking to specifically to the attendees online. It doesn't look like anyone has anything to say though.
Okay, we got one more.
Hi, my name is Sierra Rivera. I'm at 309 Maple Street, Mapton, Washington. I just want to give recognition to the members and to the chief and to the sergeant. Also, I would like you guys to take into consideration the church. Yes, that is something big. Mapton does need it. I do agree with that. There is a lot of youth that are misled, and I feel like God put that church here for a reason, and that is for these young people to reach out to those here in Mapton. But I also want to give recognition where it's needs to be given. The mayor is doing an excellent job, and she is getting a lot of people out of their comfort zone, which you guys may not like, but it needs to be done. Some of the decisions that the patrons don't agree with, hey, that's just the way it is. You want to make your community better, you work together. You don't argue through things or throw each other under the bus. I just feel like that is so wrong. But I just want you guys to know, all the board members, you're doing a great job. Sergeant and the chief of police. Honestly, when I come to Mapton and see you guys, I love it. I love it. So, there you go.
Thank you.
So excuse me, Sierra, but do you live in Mapton?
I do. I
Oh, you do?
reside. I do. I'm a resident. You want to see my license?
No.
Okay, thank you.
I know you don't. That's okay.
Yeah, I do. I come often too. I reside here and I go out of town. But I do have my residence here. You know that, Vera.
No, I didn't know that. I thought you lived in Benton City.
No, I'm not a resident of Benton City.
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and move on to number 5, the consent agenda. We're gonna go ahead and go A through D. The approved study session minutes for Tuesday, April.
Someone just needs to make a motion.
Oh.
to apply.
Can I get a motion for the consent agenda?
I make the motion to approve the consent agenda 5A to D.
I got Andy, motion first, and Diana second. All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. So we're gonna go ahead and, public hearing, no public hearing. We're gonna go down to old business. Approval of resolution 2022-12, a resolution of the city of Mapleton, Washington, authorizing the mayor to sign a lease agreement with Alpha Web Investment Properties, LLC, Kurt, Valley Managing Member for 408 B Street for Expander Bank Building. So I need a motion for that.
I think at this time, I would like to table again, so that people could get numbers, both sides, and try to come to understanding for both sides. For resolution 2022-12.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Andy, seconded by Vera. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Okay, we're gonna do a count.
Castaneda,
You have, they can't hear you because that's why.
Oh, I'm sorry, I voted no for this.
Carrasco,
She wants the bank.
I
She said.
want the bank.
I vote to wait on it again.
Alvarado,
No, we need something now.
Zavala,
I vote we table it.
I vote we table it.
Motion approved.
Excuse me, can I say something? No, I can't say it now, okay. This is
So we're
first
gonna
time
go
I-
ahead and go on, it's number 8, which we're gonna go ahead and strike that. We're gonna go ahead and go to B, resolution 2022-15, authorizing the mayor to eliminate the public works director position. So I need a motion.
Make a motion not to eliminate the public works director position.
I second it.
I got a motion by Judy, seconded by Vera. All in favor? And all opposed?
Aye.
Motion approved. So we're going to move on to 9.
Okay, we got confused here. Because you said it was
So-
approved.
Yeah, Vera and Judy, go ahead.
The motion was to, not to eliminate.
No, that's what we did, but they voted against.
Oh, okay, so he
So
showed
it's those three.
So, okay, so we're going to move on to 9, the mayor's report for the beautification award. So we went ahead, we sent out letters and the water bill regarding the beautification award. And as of right now, we don't have any people that have turned in any pictures of their yard, which will be starting in May. I want to say, Marty, is that May 16th on the beautification award?
I believe so.
I can't remember, I think 15th or 16th. So if anybody wants to nominate their neighbor or themselves, they send in their pictures of their yard, and we will be putting a sign, and I will be donating a gift basket to the homeowner.
Let the weather warm up and then we'll be out there cleaning our yard.
Any staff reports? Council reports?
I just have a few. I'd like the rest of the council, if they would consider it, to please get a list of all these bills and the cost that it costs us to get into the new bank so far. I would like to have an answer. I've called MSRC and another person, and they both stated that the mayor does not have the authority to move forward on a project such as this without council first. So I still believe she should have came to the council before she did her. And another thing, we have an Easter egg hunt every year, and we have to buy a permit to reserve the park. The park was reserved for an Easter egg hunt and no permit was purchased. And that was done by our mayor.
and volunteers, actually, and that's something good for the
Hey, you're not supposed to
community.
talk.
You know, it doesn't matter if you volunteer or not. I'm talking about the permit she needs to buy.
We gotta go back. Number 8.
What, tell them
So we have to go back to number 8. Or B. For the new business B, we'll have to go back. They made a motion.
You
not
already
to-
went forward though, so you have to put it on the next agenda, because she's already moved forward. It's already been voted.
Once they voted yes, they voted no.
Correct, they made that motion. The motion was completely different. So that's what I'm saying. So now we have to deal with this one.
we can put it to the next one.
City clerk, any upcoming presentations?
I had, Friday, I got a text message from a couple of concerned citizens that were here for a funeral. And they went out to the cemetery and they were very disappointed. And, looks of the cemetery, is there a problem with the tractors?
No, but the weather had not been permitting them to do anything because we had snow and we had rain.
The schools are cutting grass and the churches.
But we got calls too, so we took care of that. Thank you.
Okay, one of the things that, as a new chief, I have to evaluate the manpower or the personnel power that we have at the police department. So I'm in the looking around phase to see early stages of if we can try to get one, maybe even 2 new officers. So I'm just looking at different options, what it's going to take to get a lateral, what it's going to take to get entry level officers. Do we have the budget? Do we have enough to even do that? So right now, I'm just letting everybody know that I'm looking into those or that very issue, trying to get some costs put together and what options are. I know just having me working here in Mapton, I know I've been hearing a lot from the citizens that it's made a big difference. Well, that's with 2 of us. We're still not able to cover 24/7. We get assistance from the sheriff's department whenever we don't have the coverage. But I believe that it's important that we have more officers if we can and try to get more coverage in this city. Mapton needs it. I mean, I see graffiti, I see, there's a lot of stuff going on there, as these gentlemen pointed out. And so it's important that, I'm going to try to put a package together to see where we're at and what we're up against. And at some point, I'm going to report back to everybody here. But like I said, I see it as an issue. I don't know, once I get everything put together, then we can kind of analyze to see where it's at money wise. Do we have it? Do we not? And I know it's hard to get officers nowadays. A lot of agencies are struggling. So my question is, if we even do have the money, do we go as a lateral officer? Hard to get. And entry level, then it costs money to send somebody to the academy. So I'm trying to get those numbers put together and come up with something that we can all look at down the road. So as far as being busy, I started here just a little over a month ago. It's busy. It is, but however, I asked for everybody's help. We have our Facebook page up and running now, the Mapton Police Department. I asked that everybody join that, follow it. We're going to try to stay on top of that and try to add information of things that are going on in this town. I know I've heard, since I've been here, there's a rumor going around that I'm related to somebody up here. So I'm going to put that to rest. There is nobody in this room that I'm related to. And I'm talking 10, 20 cousins down. I'm not related to anybody, but it's come up that I'm not. So I'm putting that on the record. Anyway, I ask that we all come together as a community. We need to report things. You see something, please call my department. I know we're not here 24/7, and like I explained earlier, that's what I'm trying to work on. But we all need to work together, everybody. And I know you folks can attest to that, that it takes a group effort, not one person, not two. It takes everybody that lives in this town and everybody that commutes into this town and visits, and we all need to work together, and we all have to have the same common goal. We all need to clean this place up, and for the good of everybody. I'm sure everybody wants to see crime go down, so I ask for everybody's help. Please report things to me. I know every now and then I'll get reports from third-party folks. No, call the police, call us directly, and that way we can get right down to the bottom of it, instead of, well, a week ago I had something happen. That's a lot of time, and if you call me when it's happening or right after it happens, then that gives us a better chance to solve whatever the issue may be or get down to the bottom of it. But once again, I ask that we all work together. We all live, work, know somebody that lives here. Mapton is a nice town, and it has some things that we got to work on as a whole. And so I ask everybody's help, and I think that's all I got for tonight.
Is there a direct number to the police department? Because I know that there was a number, but I don't think it's working.
You can call the sheriff's department if
So we still have to
you
go
could,
to the sheriff?
even at any point of time, whether we're here or not, you can call the sheriff's department if it's a fairly serious emergency, but it may not be.
Right.
Otherwise, you're gonna call 911, but you can call a number, and it's the sheriff's department number. So I ask everybody to program their phone, the Yakima County Sheriff's Department. They do our dispatching for us, and they will get in touch with us and dispatch us out. The other thing that's important is that you report to the sheriff's department, not your cousin in another state or whatever, for them to call us. No, call the sheriff's department. It gets on record who's calling, what the nature is, and that way it gets right to us and it gets dispatched to us.
Mr. Garcia, I would love if you give us the opportunity to meet with you and show what is the plan of the church to work and intervene in the town. If you have a chance to talk to us, I really appreciate you. We can go with the youth and show what is the plan.
Yes.
Even that we still be here or not, it depends on what the council decides. We are able to continue helping the community and helping you in this matter.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You have my card now, and it's got my direct number
I
there.
appreciate it.
Chief, could you give the phone number to the sheriff's department?
Yes.
Do you have it?
If everybody's ready to write this down, I've got it by memory.
Okay.
The sheriff's department number, if everybody's ready to write.
And they could probably meet with you afterwards, because
Yes, and then if anybody wants to meet afterwards, so it's 509-574-2500.
Anybody else have any comments upon the council?
No.
Sylvia?
Matter of fact, WCIA is gonna come and give a presentation for mayor and council members to do and don'ts. So that's scheduled for May 24th.
Okay. Josh, is there anybody online? You have any reports, Josh?
I have nothing at this time.
Okay, with that, we adjourn this meeting